Welcome back. Well, after a long wait and with winter arriving, we finally found a nice day to do the first pour. The guys arrived pretty early, just before sunrise. There was a little bit of pre-work to do before the trucks arrived, and as I said in the last video, the first stage was the first half of the shed, which will be about 28 cubic meters of concrete, or it's about 40 cubic yards. First truck arrives about 7 o'clock. All concrete is from Premix, South Australia. These guys have provided me with an excellent service, and not only is their service great, they provide a real quality product as well. And I've gone for 40 megapascal concrete. So yep, if you're looking for great concrete, definitely recommend these guys. Gazzola Construction is the guys that finish the concrete. Again, a very skillful team, and the thing I like most about what they did was their attention to detail. And if you like me and quality comes over price, then I would recommend these guys for sure. Now there's quite a few people. This concrete does go off pretty quick, and everyone had a job to do, and you know, it's amazing. They did make it look pretty easy. Now around the edge, you'll see in a minute, there's a timber board, and that's used to create a step. So wherever there's a wall, there'll be a step down of about 30 millimeters just here, and that'll just help weatherproof inside the workshop. The slab's 180 millimeters thick, or just a bit over 7 inches. And you can see it, the guys, you know, screed it immediately, obviously, and it is pretty cold at this point. It's probably about 7 degrees Celsius, but it does warm up to be quite a nice day. It was, I think in the end on this day it was about 18, so it was pretty much perfect day for concreting. A number of trucks come obviously for this amount of concrete, and it took probably just a bit over 2 hours to get the concrete laid and finished to a point where it was within a couple of millimeters. Now unfortunately my dad's no longer with us, and I wanted to put something into the slab that would remember him and just show the respect that I have for what he's done for me. So this is a small chisel from when he was a high pressure welder, and it's just a small thing, but it's nice to know that something of his is inside this workshop. Well, it's about halfway now, a bit over halfway of the first pour. You can see those dowels obviously embedded on one side. Now this brought back memories of when we did the drain. Now look, I think we did a pretty good job, but on that day it was hot. It was nearly 30 degrees Celsius, and it got ahead of us a bit, and it was just hard work. And when I look at these guys, you know, look at that. You get the timing right, you can do one-handed screeding. Unbelievable. And I guess it's like anything. If you know what you're doing, everything can be easy. Now this is the last little bit, and here it is here. So all the concrete's laid, it's been shaped. There's the step down there you can see for the wall, and where there's a garage door there's no step at all. There's just a ramp, because I didn't want to have any step there for tyres or trolley jacks or anything getting caught. The next stage was power trailing. Now this first power trail is just basically a plate, and they just go over and over, and I'm after a burnished finished, which pretty much is like a very hard smooth finish that'll be easy to clean. Now this is the second power trail. It does have, you know, blades on it, and again the guys just go over and over, and you'll see in a minute eventually it smooths out and it just starts to change colour and really get a nice shine to it. So there's one side, there's the other side. You can just see You can just see how hard it just looks hard just looking at it, and it literally is. So getting close now on this pour. As you can see, the sun's finally come out. The weather's been nice to us, and half of this slab is nearly done. Now again, you see there the step down for the wall, and the last thing they do is chalk line where the expansion joints go. They cut these are directly on top of the key joint, so essentially that forms a separate slab that can't move up and down because of the key. Now it's interesting that one side was still burnishing it and the other side were grinding it, so it goes to show how quickly this concrete goes off. With the first pour done, it was time to get ready for the second pour. First thing was to put the 10mm plates in the armor mate. So there's little pockets where it enables you to push these through, and you can see the support pin. So that's a very solid joint. It's not going anywhere. Plastic goes down. We do the mesh just like the first pour, and you can see down in this bottom left-hand corner the dowels sticking out from the other side. So they're halfway out and they're obviously embedded in the concrete on the other side, and you can see the key, and you can see the armor mate just here with all those plates ready for concrete. The second pour day finally comes. The start of the day is not perfect, to be honest. It is actually drizzling a little bit. Again, all my concrete's from premix, and we start pouring the concrete. There's light, I wouldn't call it rain, I'd say it's just drizzle. And again, it took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and the concrete was down to this point. And it was right at the end, about here, where the concrete gods must have thought they wanted to look after me. The rain stopped, it cleared up, and it allowed the guys to finish this off really nicely. So again, you can see the stepped edge here into our drain. It's worked out really well. That's going to be like a power room, and the guys just start the same process as before, power trailing, and you can see it's still quite wet at this point. And it does take a little bit longer because of it was such a bit of a wet day to start with. Now this one corner here is just going to be a trowel finish, not burnished. And the reason for that is I'm going to do something pretty unique on that floor a bit later with a custom finish that I'm going to give something a go. So you'll have to stay tuned, and probably a few more months before I go through what I'm going to do there. Now this workshop's going to outlast all of us, and I wanted to put something in there as a marker, so for future owners, they always know when this workshop was built. So just embedded a $1 coin in there with the current year. The guys just go around, finish burnishing the main area and leaving that as a trowel finish in that front room. Now you can see the step downs and the gentle slopes wherever there's an exit or entry point, which I must say I really do like. This concrete has come out awesome. I'm really happy with it, and yeah, big thanks to the Gazola team. I don't think I could have got a better finish than this, so it's certainly going to last a very long time. Last thing was chalk liner, cut the joints again, and the concrete was finally finished. So in the next video, I'll get on to installing the roof. See you next time.